Matthew, Niagara, Wisconsin, Marinette County. Just had a follower ask me. I just had a follower ask me via message a few hours ago, why is it not enforced in Wisconsin under Wisconsin statute 948.31 child placement? That's a good question. And I have put videos about this because this did happen to me. I haven't seen my son for almost a year and a half. 948.31. There needs to be more individuals asking this question and asking this question of law enforcement, the DAs that are elected in this state and counties, the judges that are elected in this state and county. It's not enforced. I've had attorneys tell me they wish 948.31 was enforced more, and it's not. And from personal experience, I can tell you, my ex-wife, Stacy, is guilty of a Class F felony. And it states right in here, 948.31, interference with custody by parents or others. And the section that applies to my situation is subsection 4. And it goes on to state, subsection 3. Any parent or any person acting pursuant to directions from the parent who does not or does any of the following is guilty of a Class F felony. A, intentionally conceals a child from the child's other parent. B, after being served with process in an action affecting the family, but prior to the issuance of a temporary or final order determining child custody rights, takes the child or causes the child to leave with the intent to deprive the other parent of physical custody as defined in 822.02 subsection 14. Or C, after issuance of a temporary or final order specifying joint legal custody rights and periods of physical placement, takes a child from or causes a child to leave the parent in violation of the order or withholds the child for more than 12 hours beyond the court-ordered approved period of physical placement or visitation period. And then it goes on to state in subsection 4, there are some reasons where a parent could have effectively deny subsection 3. However, subsection 4, specifically subsection 3, subsection 4, subsection B, a defendant who raises an affirmative defense has the burden of proof by the preponderance of the evidence. Now, the preponderance of the evidence in family court is bullshit to begin with. But basically, section B of subsection 4 is basically stating that if a parent commits a felony in the state of Wisconsin under 948.31, they are the ones who are responsible to raise an affirmative defense. Now, it's not law enforcement's job to be judge, jury, and executioner. It's not law enforcement's job to not take a report. In fact, law enforcement from the Niagara City Police Department to Marinette County to Ashwaubenon Public Safety, all those individuals in my case took oaths to uphold the law and the Constitution, and they didn't. There was no danger to my child. There was no order from any judge, no order out there keeping me from exercising my 111 of 23 family court order, which granted me placement, granted me 50-50 custody, or shared custody, I think. I'd have to see the wording, but all those items were there. The final order was 111 of 23. The ex-wife just stopped bringing the child. I emailed the attorney, no response. In fact, they didn't even go as far as following the Wisconsin statute themselves, which they have to affect the defense. So they should be the ones filing a motion in the family court as to why. Nothing. They didn't file jack shit. In fact, I had multiple conversations, and it's a fucking shame in this state and this county and Brown County where law enforcement, they tell you it's a civil matter. They tell you they don't want to get involved. They make up some bullshit that they've been told by the ex-wife or the parent interfering, committing the felony under 948.31, no proof to anything, and they don't take a report. They won't even take a report. Well, what the fuck did they take a goddamn oath to? Because they're law enforcement. They're supposed to uphold the law. So Chief Chapman and his female deputy in Niagara, when my child didn't show up that first Friday, and I was there with the court order. I was there finding out where my kid was, and I wanted to file a report, and she basically told me to piss off. Same thing with Marinette County. Same thing with Ashwaubenon Public Safety. And it's bullshit, because more police agencies in the state of Wisconsin need to enforce 948.31. It starts with the level of law enforcement taking the report. Then it goes to the DA. And I can't tell you how many times I've been told in this fucking county alone, because it's corrupt. It's corrupt all the way from the sheriff and Marinette County deputies all the way to the court system, because none of them follow the law. 948.31. There should be a lot more parents out there, and I know a lot of individuals have been watching me. You should do some research. And guess what? The sheriff, the court judges, the DAs, they're all elected. So these individuals not following the law, guess what? They can be unelected or not reelected or recalled. There should be more parents out there, because that was a really good question. This law, 948.31, is not enforced specifically when it comes to a man. I can tell you that, because they're gender biased and they don't want to do their job. And I can't tell you how many times I have been told it's a civil matter. It's not a fucking civil matter. It's the goddamn law. 948.31. Stacy should have been charged with a crime. Stacy should be charged with a felony. And I am a father who wants to be part of my kid's life. I had a court order at the time, and it granted me placement. Nobody would do a damn thing. In fact, I filed contempt action. What did they do? They schedule it months out. There's still no answer affirming a defense from the defendant. No answer from the attorney, no nothing. They just schedule it out there while dad's losing time, losing memories. Nobody gives a shit. Well, I tell you what, there needs to be more people in this state that pay attention, because again, 948.31, it's a statute. And there need to be more parents in this fucking state that are accused of this crime, because it happens on a daily basis. And law enforcement, it is not a fucking civil matter. Do your fucking job. Make it a great Friday.